all the haters, I'm the greatest alive. Fuck all the haters, I'm the greatest alive. That's how I feel, I'm the greatest alive. That's how I feel, I'm the greatest alive. That's how I feel, that's how I feel. For real, that's how I feel. For real, that's how I feel. Put all hatred aside.
Put all hatred aside, man. What's going on, man? It's the PE to the PE. Positive energy, aka Bud Butts. Back at you once again. You know what I'm saying. Here talking some shit. Give it a little forecast of what I got. I'm trying to get done. Hopefully I can make it happen. I got a couple interviews lined up with a couple of the coaches for the high school that I went to here in Canton, Ohio, which is Canton McKinley Senior. And I will issue this challenge again to anybody who wants to. I know I got brothers in Delaware, brothers in Virginia, brothers in Jersey, brothers in the Bronx, in New York, brothers in Cali, brothers everywhere, brothers in Houston, sisters everywhere. Now, out of all those states, check the record books from your states and your high school and see if you can find a high school that is number one all-time victories in basketball, number two all-time in victories in football. They can be in the top two. Hell, they can be in the top three in both of those categories. Either or, don't matter. And I choose those two categories because, and no, not only be number one and number two, be in the top 10 all-time nationally in those two categories. Football, basketball, high school for boys. Why I use those two? Because in amateur athletics, interscholastic athletics, those programs usually provide all the revenue for those programs as well as mostly every other program in your school or your university. So that goes for high school and college. Men's basketball, men's football funds, for instance, they're gonna help fund the baseball team, the lacrosse team, the women's swimming team, the women's water polo. The only one that may hold their weight is like certain female basketball teams are starting to be more revenue generating programs, like your Tennessee Vol, Lady Vols, your Lady Huskies, UConn. You know what I'm saying? They starting to move up and provide to where that's why their programs be better than the other programs who have to rely on basketball and football to help fund their programs to get adequate uniforms, facilities, travel accommodations, all that type of shit. Because, you know, as a parent, I had two stepsons who played baseball, which wasn't one of those two sports. And when I went to the games, the only people to go to the games is the parents and the parents of the other team's parents. You rarely see fans, just parents and parents. But for basketball and football, whole town go. Everybody. 10,000. 10,000. Football game, either in Canton, McKinley, or Madison, where my kids went, 10,000. At least, depending on who they playing. Could be more, could be up to 15. Both of those teams, crazy. 15, 16, 17,000 when they play. Basketball, our school, well, see, Madison, they don't do this. See, that's where they even fall off. Yeah, they number one in football, but they like 15 in basketball. They way down there. We don't really even want to. And the rivalry ain't even close. They would have to beat us for like 86 years in a row just to tie. You know what I'm saying? You know, they might got like 15, 16 more football victories, but we got like 80-something more basketball victories. Like, ain't even close. I think they maybe beat us like 20, 30 times, when we beat them like 100 and something crazy. Like, it ain't even close. So, yeah, that's why I'm issuing that challenge for anybody there. You know what I'm saying? And what I talk about on my channel is what I like, what I'm basically a fan of different things, bro. Okay? So I never claimed to be Stephen A. Smith of basketball, to where I know any and every basketball insider knowledge. I never claimed to be, you know what I'm saying? All these things I talk about, I either done before or watched extensively. And like I said, done before, like played some type of organized sport. Okay, I played organized football, played organized basketball, played organized baseball, played, softball when we got older. Hey, niggas been in fights, so of course you can talk about boxing and UFC. Okay, no, I didn't do all that professionally, but you can watch that and see that shit, so you know about shit like that. But never do I claim to be the greatest of knowledge of none of all that shit. But I do have a valid opinion, because like I ain't never played none of them sports past the high school levels, but I played in as far as basketball.
I tip a brick,
As far as basketball,
I ain't starving, I'm still balling, but I think like a coach that
ball is life. You know, ball don't stop. I would still probably be hooping right now if I didn't tear my Achilles about 15 years ago. So, but it's still that, it is what it is. But I say that to say that the shit I'm gonna talk about is the shit I'm fans of. Okay, I done wrote raps before, since y'all didn't. Okay, I done wrote raps, played football, and played baseball, played basketball, all that shit. So I can talk about all that shit, even though I ain't super certified, whatever y'all want to be like. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here expressing my feelings and what I'm talking about. So what I'm gonna be talking about today is 49ers. And when you probably tune in the next time I talk about NFL football, probably gonna be talking about the 49ers. What in the fuck would I have a channel and be talking about the Rams for? I ain't a Rams fan, 49ers fan, so I'm giving you the point of view of a 49ers fan. Okay? So, that being said, I'm predicting Jimmy G to have 4,900 yards, 49 touchdowns, 11-5 record for the 49ers, into the playoffs. Hopefully a 1 or 2 seed with a first round bye. Why do I say that? No, I'm not just saying it, just because I'm a fan of the 49ers say that. Well, let me explain my position and why I think as such. Okay. Now, our coach is an offensive genius who kept our offense between 13 and 16 the last 2 years, when we had second and third string quarterbacks. But Jimmy G is back this year with something to prove. We have weapons everywhere. We have 3 qualified, maybe even 4 qualified running backs. 5 if you want to put the fullback back there. McKinnon, Breida, new signee from Atlanta, Coleman. All with speed, can catch out the backfield. Be like New England. Be the West Coast New England, where you can just interchange back, dump them, to use them as a safety valve for Jimmy G to just drop them off. Breida is excellent at the catch. Other 2 is pretty good. And you either got Mozart as a 4th back, if you want to bring him in there, special teams guy. So, and fullback, I can't pronounce his name, Big Jazuski, whatever, My bad if I butchered you, all due respect. Boom. Probably got definitely top 3, I would say, between number 1 and number 2 tight end in the game. And Kittle, he just broke the record for most receiving yards by a tight end ever. And had more run yards after catch than anybody this year, I think. If Yeah, I think just about anybody in the NFL last year had more yards after catch. Kittle. Across the middle for your quarterback. So now I got easy access to targets and yards and safety fouls for my quarterback, which is dumping it off to the tight end and your tight end across the middle. Boom. But you ain't got nobody throw it to deep. What? Didn't y'all see the Ocho Cinco had a 40-yard dash contest for $1 million? Had all NFL players to see who was the fastest in the NFL, and I think Marquise Goodwin won that, right? Same motherfucker was just jumping over motherfucking all kind of crazy. I forgot what this nigga jumped over, something stupid. Like a 6-foot dummy or some shit. What? So he the fastest nigga in the NFL with crazy leaps and was coming on before he got hurt. Plus we got Pettis who got crazy big wheels and he was coming on at the end of last year with a second and third string quarterback. Damn, and we just drafted Deebo Samuel to play in the slot. And Jalen Hurd. I got food to go get. So yeah. I mean, that's more weapons. And not to mention we got Jordan Matthews they signed. Damn. That's weapons outside to stretch it deep. And then you got the middle open with Kittle and you can drop it down with him. Route runner, Pettis, like you got everything you can want. Okay, the line, 2 excellent tackles. We just drafted one, McClinchy. It's gonna be his second year. He rated out good. The other tackle, Joe Staley, federal, been Pro Bowl for years. Now in Mike Shanahan's system, there's less importance into the guards, the center. They're more interchangeable. So we have a decent center. Damn, I forgot the center, but I know 3 inside guys. I'm losing myself right now because I'm trying to hurry up and go get this food. But they ain't the greatest, but they work good together and they are above average. Okay, and I ain't trying to say they Pro Bowlers, but with the zone offense, zone run screen, mobile, they'll be all right. Defense, pass rush is going to be very much improved with Boza from the Ohio State. Oh, another thing, if I talk about college, probably going to be talking about Ohio State. Talk about hoop, it's probably going to be a Lakers thing. If I talk about baseball, it's probably going to be about the Giants. Unless, it's just the playoffs and then my teams ain't in it. Because that's what I like. That's what I'm here for. And if you don't agree with that, that's your feelings to work out for yourself, my friend. So I like what I like. Like I said, defense gonna be improved. We got Bozo on the D line, Forrest Buckner at the tackle. Probably with either Eric Armstead or Ronald Blair. And the other D end is fucking D4, just signed him, who was a pass rushing edge rusher last year. We can have him. Sherman locked down 1 quarter. Hoping to get Verrett back as the other corner coming back off an injury, but he was a Pro Bowler before the injury. Safeties with Tart and motherfucking Jimmy Ward, Colburn. That's going to take care of the nickel situation. 2 safeties, 1 be the nickel back, and then you got Quan Alexander, Fred Warner in there, and that's probably going to be your base that you're going to see heavy doses of. That package is going to be heavy on the field. Now, I know they're going to bring one of the safeties out from time to time, bringing extra linebackers, that, and that, but that's the main package. They still got Malcolm Smith coming back from as one of those linebackers on defense, so they're going to be stacked on that motherfucking side. It'll sign Quan Alexander as one of the linebackers with him and the Fred Warner from sideline to sideline. The Niners is going 11-5. We beaten everybody in the AFC North. The Ravens, I'm trying to go to that game. I will be at the Cincinnati Bengals game. And Pittsburgh and Cleveland both play in the West Coast, so I can't go to those. But we're going to go 4-0 in the AFC North. Win our NFC West. First round bye into the playoffs. It's Niner time. We back. We in here. Peace. Can't have peace. continue to come together as one love.